this is the sort of debut of this app. This is called GenPro. It stands for Generative Production. And so the central thesis of this application is that the world of animation and live action as well is going to slowly but surely sort of move into this idea of producing more and more content using these generative tools. And so this one is positioned from the idea of starting with animation and sort of optimizing for those workflows. And the general philosophy is sort of meeting the industry where they're at and sort of taking them where they want to be or putting them on that on-ramp of sort of where the future is gonna go. So I'm not gonna sort of show you a deck or anything. I'm just gonna sort of walk you through the app and sort of quickly sort of show you how it works. And so this is a particular property called Planet America. The general idea is sort of a ragtag group of aliens from the planet Boron have been sent to Earth with a mission of conquering it. Unfortunately, the scouting team has left them ill-equipped. So each day they must learn a new thing about Planet America in order to best determine how to best exploit it. So this is like a kid's show concept, and I'm gonna show you sort of a little bit of a demo to try this out. But what is something that you wish you knew when you were a kid that you wouldn't mind seeing a 90-second video about? Dinosaurs. Okay, so let's see. Chase, this is the lead of this series, is convinced that dinosaurs are the best way to conquer Earth. The crew must figure out how to bring them back. Okay, so in general, I don't think AI's best qualities are actually writing scripts. They're kind of usually boring and dumb, but this will allow us to sort of put some stuff onto autopilot so that we can actually discuss and look at some of the other aspects of it. And so what you see here is it's generating the script right now, and then you can see at the bottom it's gonna go through a few steps. And while it's doing that, I'm gonna sort of show you what this property looks like inside the app. So here are some of our characters. This is sort of the art style. Obviously, we're sort of looking at a sort of younger age audience, and we're also keeping track of locations. And so what we can imagine is that in the production process, there's probably a pre-production process where we're sort of generating characters. We're thinking about who's going to show up in these episodes, as well as like locations that might show up each time. And we can not only illustrate these sort of areas, but we can also define things about them. So for example, the ambient sound environment can now just sort of comport along with that particular asset. So when it gets introduced inside of a particular piece of content, then it's already sort of there, sort of magically for you. And then we've got a series of projects. I'm gonna take a look at one of these previous ones, and we can see the shots here. What we have here is we're typically going to start with like a storyboard, and then we're going to sort of align on that. We'll create dialogue for it. We'll try stuff out. So here's an example of where this particular property is at. So we'll give it a second to load. And the way I would think about this is kind of the way I think about like sometimes software development, which is progressive enhancement. So you start with the most useful part, like a storyboard, and then if you're happy with that, then you turn it into a piece of motion video. So we can just see kind of where this particular piece is at. I might jump ahead here a little bit, see some places.
Sir, we have landed on the surface of Planet America.
I want a full systems check immediately. Navigation.
Navigational systems are operational, Captain.
Metrics.
All metrics are proportional, sir.
Histrionics.
Scrabble-a-dublix.
Good. Red swirly thing.
Red swirly thing. Swirling, sir.
Very good, then. Bex. Establish a visual link with the planet.
Yes, Captain.
Just as I suspected. A desolate wasteland. Atmospheric readings.
My readings show that there is ample carbon dioxide to sustain us.
Very well, then. We shall...
And so we can jump around to
Captain,
sort of a new
I'm
scene
detecting a life
here.
form
Let's
directly
see.
outside the vessel.
This sort of goes from a cold open into the next sort of scene, which is basically like the opening credits.
Space. The dark abyss. I have journeyed many light years, seeking a distant planet. My mission, to observe its natural order, study its culture, and crush its inhabitants, preferably by the end of the week. I am Chase One, and these are...
So you kind of get a sense of what an actual product is. So let's check in on our demo here. And we can see here it's created a script for us. When you're developing this, you can have it sort of...
Crew, I have discovered Earth's ultimate weakness. Dinosaurs. These mighty beasts once ruled this planet. We shall resurrect them and ride them to victory.
Captain, that sounds amazing. Where do we find dinosaurs?
And so you can, if you want to rework the script, you can rewrite it here. You can have it read out where it's at for you. And these are not just generic voices. These are the voices that you've modeled after your characters. So you're getting decent reads from them. Now, this is not to replace talent. The idea is to sort of almost put placeholders in here so that at some point you have your talent come in and sort of record them. But you can see that the AI does a pretty decent job with most of the readings. It's not great at like all of them. So here we are now. We've got sort of that rough shot, the shots that we sort of laid out. And so we're in the process of looking at our shots. If we want, we can take a look at our assets. And so if we were happy with the script, one of the things that we might do is just send these lines out to our talent. And so they would get a notification. They'd have a very simple sort of call sheet. What's great about if you've contracted with the actor to actually model something off of their voice, the actor doesn't have to go into a studio. The actor can just record in the place that they're at. That recording will get mapped back to the model of their voice and sound just like them in the studio. Or if an actor does a very specific character voice, and maybe like, let's say, it's a strain on the actor's voice to do that, well, then the actor can kind of do it 50% or 60% of the way and then map it to the way their voice works. So we'll take a look here at some of this stuff. Let's listen to this line.
Captain, that sounds amazing. Where do we find dinosaurs? So dinosaurs are definitely not coming back?
So let's say we don't like that performance. We could just quickly regenerate that if we want to try a different take. So
dinosaurs are definitely not coming back?
Slightly different take. If I don't like any of those, I can record my performance. So dinosaurs aren't coming back. And then I can upload that to the server. Now, if I was the actor, I could just replace it directly with that, but I'm not the actor. So what I'll do is I will convert that to the actor's voice. And give it a second.
So, dinosaurs aren't coming back?
And so you can see this allows you to iterate very quickly through developing the script and all of the different assets and getting those together. And so, probably that's the actors will re-record their stuff. But really, the point of a lot of this is to get us just iterating faster. So now let's take a look back at some of the shots. So this particular model is not mapped off of our particular IP. So this is still taking the script. And that will be something that's in a future build, but it's not in this particular release right now. So what we're doing here instead is just sort of showing you a bunch of different styles of the way some of this stuff can work. And so now we basically have what's called an animatic in the animation business. So we've recorded the audio and we put together storyboards. In a normal studio, this process of creating this first layout could be a week or 2 weeks. So we've just basically taken that process and kind of collapsed it down into about 10 minutes. And so let's just watch a little bit of what's here. And so this is the animatic. Let's see here.
Crew, I have discovered Earth's ultimate weakness. Dinosaurs. These mighty beasts once ruled this planet. We shall resurrect them and ride them to victory.
Captain, that sounds amazing. Where do we find dinosaurs?
Sir, my readings indicate dinosaurs have been extinct for approximately 65 million years.
Extinct is just a fancy Earth word for sleeping. Kevin, calculate the nearest
So this is sort of, now we've got the storyboard together. If we want, we can obviously go back to our shots. So if we look at some of this shot view here, we can see that the sort of director agent has already gone in and sort of mapped out what it recommends the shot should look like. But if I don't like that choice, I can go in and make those changes. And then similar here with, like, I can turn this into a video, or I can say, go ahead and generate this as another video. So let's see here, this one. And then the videos themselves sort of take about 6 minutes on average right now to generate. That will sort of be improved. But now this is generating a video. And since that might take a little bit, I'll show you sort of one that's a demo that is a random one that's kind of already been processed. And that would be, let's see, the picnic protocol here. Let's see. So this will give you a sense of kind of like what when the AI is sort of taking it all over kind of looks like. 1 second, let me let it load here a little bit.
Captain, I am detecting unusual activity below. The humans appear to be performing some kind of ground-based consumption ceremony.
ground-based consumption? Fascinating. This could be a key ritual in their society.
Sir, my readings indicate they are ingesting nutrients while seated on fabric squares. Most irregular.
So the
Captain,
technology is capable of
shall I
doing any
calculate the
particular
tactical
style that you've
advantage of
seen
this
or where I've
behavior?
sort of just deciding
No
on
need,
coalescing
Kevin.
around that.
We must
And
experience
then,
this ourselves
the
if we are
technology
to
is not
understand
perfect.
these
Sometimes
Earth
do need to
creatures.
reiterate multiple
Prepare
times
for
to get
landing.
the look or the feel of what you're looking for. But the point is, the cost of that reproducing and redoing it is now
Remember,
just
crew,
super low
we
and
must
sort of on the
blend in
floor.
perfectly.
And
Observe
now
and replicate.
animating a 4 or 5 second
Captain,
shot
why do they
is
put their food
sometimes
between
as
bread
fast as
slices?
30 seconds
Is it a
or
protective
60
measure?
seconds. And
Sir,
then
I believe the bread serves as an
other
edible
processes
containment
might
unit.
take 6
Quite
minutes or a
efficient.
little bit longer, or something along those lines. But
Captain,
yeah,
shall I
that is where the thing is at. Like I said, this is the first time we're showing it in public. We are piloting it right now. And if the visual, like, of where we're at on our journey, I would sort of give you a small baby fawn that's just sort of struggling to get up on its legs for the first time. That's sort of like where we're at on the company timeline. But that's it, and thank you for your time.